Censorship from the authorities, as well as unfavorable production conditions, which tended toward the melodramatic. Several outstanding Russian playwrights are still virtually unknown in the West today. While we are all familiar with the works of Turgenev and Chekhov, how many of us know the plays of Alexander Ostrovsky, A.F. Pisemsky, or Mikhail Saltykov-Shchedrin? One such unsung playwright was Leonid Trolchev, whose brief career in the latter half of the 19th century, before his untimely death from cholera, was highlighted by such realistic works as The Sudden Storm, Donya Ivanovna, and Pushkin's Funeral. Now, like others of his era, Trolchev was interested in the inner life of his characters, and sought to examine the forces of change at work on the middle class. And one such... This scene is from Dr. Ivarin, one of Trolchev's best-loved and least performed works. The role of the title character in Dr. Ivarin was originated by Nikolai Androskoy, an actor at the State Theater of St. Petersburg, who went on to become one of the founding, if elder members of the Moscow Art Theater, where he appeared in the unsuccessful first production of Chekhov's The Seagull. Now, Trolchev himself is said to have remarked of Androskoy's performance of Ivarin that he couldn't imagine anyone else playing the character. This scene takes place in Dr. Ivarin's study in his country estate just outside Moscow, while Ivarin's wife, Masha, is throwing an engagement ball for their daughter, Katya, in the ballroom next door. Ivarin anxiously awaits the arrival of his old friend, Plotnorov.
These shoes. Oh, these shoes. So tight. 3 years I've waited. For them to stretch with wearing.
What's the result? 3 years misery. And shoes tight as ever. That's better. In just a few minutes, Alexei Semyonovich Platnorov will walk through those doors. It's just 1/4 of an hour from now. And he'll want an answer. Dear Dr. Ivarin, I must see you in private on a matter of the utmost urgency concerning matters arising from your years as a student. Your servant, Alexei Semyonovich Platnorov. My years as a student. As a student. This letter can only mean one thing. Alexei Semyonovich has been talking to old Shirtkov at the university. Shirtkov has revealed my secret. I never completed my studies. I, Ivan Ivanovich Ivarin, one of the most respected and revered of all physicians in Moscow. I never completed my studies. I have no right to be called doctor. None at all. Not even nurse. And yet, I have posed all these years as something I am not. I have built my entire house on the shifting sands of a boyhood lie. What else can this letter from Alexei Semyonovich mean? He must mean my ignominious expulsion. Nothing else of consequence arises from my years of study. And now, all of my efforts and years of work to maintain this carefully constructed facade are threatened. He's coming here just 9 minutes from now. What do you want? Money, no doubt. Oh, that is painful. Well, serves me right for walking around down here on my stocking feet, I suppose. Alexei Semyonovich will threaten to expose me. There is no doubt about it. But how will I convince him that my practice has now become so successful, so exclusive? I now have no patients at all and there's no money coming. All that I have left, I have struggled to save for Katya Ivanovna's dowry. Without it, she will never be able to marry Fyodor Petrovich. Old Tretyegin will never agree to their match, and my daughter's chances of future happiness will be utterly destroyed. But if I don't pay him, Alexei Semyonovich will tell everyone. I will be an outcast, a pariah. My loving wife, my Masha, will be humiliated before her friends. She will be bankrupt. Her weak heart being what it is, the shock and the shame of it will probably kill her. If a man has any dignity, surely it must come from his willingness to defend his family, his loved ones, those who depend on him. There is no alternative. No. Perfectly simple, really. Just pull the trigger, and that's it. Just as my father himself did. All those years ago, with this very gun. I found him myself, lying on this very floor. The pistol still clasped in his cold fingers. I suppose that's why I've kept it all these years. A little piece of him I keep in this drawer forever. What am I saying? I mustn't be distracted. I must plan. After all, the man is coming to blackmail me. He will be on his guard. Well, Perhaps I can get him to lower his guard a bit with drink. Yes, we'll start with a glass of sherry. After all, he doesn't know that I've figured out his little scheme. I will be all smiles. Oh, it is so good to see you again after all these years, Alexei Semyonovich. Have a drink, won't you? Yes. That is the best way, I think. Ah, there he is now. Quickly. I must appear deep in some all-consuming project. Come in.
Oh, James. What a pleasant surprise.
I cannot say that I am, Alexis. As you can see, I am extremely busy. Oh, what is it that you want? Come to the point, Alexis.
I wish to be recognized. You are going about it in quite the wrong way.
Come to the point, Alexei.
Fool you appear, putting on such ridiculous spectacles.
I thought as much, Alexei Semyonovich, and I have anticipated you. There is nothing you can tell me that I do not already know.
As your vision is obviously too sensitive for the
Precisely!
world's ears. Conduct yourself as you will.
I have a solution in mind, Alexei Semyonovich, that should settle this business once and for all. But we cannot talk here.
Speak your mind. I attend with all due gravity.
Okay. Come with me down to the lake. The night is cool and clear, and I will share with you my solution, which should put us both at our rest. We come now to the 20th century and a bit of contemporary American drama. Now, Arizona-born playwright Stephen Shapett is the founder of the Painted Desert Theater Company in Denver, Colorado. Shapett's plays explore distortions in the themes of family values, romantic love, professional ethics, and the American dream. His mile-high Critic Circle award-winning play, Ugly as Sin, traces a young drifter, Heck Tripplehorn, as he searches for a sense of self and family against the backdrop of the vanishing West. Excuse me.
If you wish to be recognized, you are going about it.
Please excuse the interruption. Renowned Denver actor and Painted Desert Theater Company co-founder Alan Del Rio originated the role of Heck Tripplehorn in 1983 and went on to recreate the role for the public television adaptation in 1987. Del Rio continued to play the character at the Painted Desert and other regional theaters until his retirement from the stage in 1994. Del Rio currently resides in Colorado Springs, where he enjoys a thriving second career as a sculptor. Now, since Del Rio's retirement from the stage, Jesus. Excuse me. Since Del Rio's retirement from the stage, Stephen Chapman has not granted the rights to public performance of Ugly as Sin in its entirety. The author has graciously granted his permission for this excerpt to be performed here tonight. The setting is a dingy room in the Slumberland Motor Lodge in Plano, Texas. It is nearly dawn. Hank Triplehorn shares the room with his half-sister, Laureen. By my side is to love you. Do not hasten to rid me of you, but remember the river valley and the boy there and the cowboy and the
Were you talking to me, sweet thing? Heck, sugar, you got the TV on, or is that next door?
No.
No to what?
No to all of it. No thank you. No ma'am. Just plain no.
What in the hell has happened to all the soap? Bad enough they give you them little bars, but this time we got 4 of them. 4 of them, and now I see 2 wrappers and no bars left. Heck, I know you ain't that clean. What, you been eating them? Heck,
Just never mind. Just hush about it now.
I declare, you can be the strangest creature sometimes. Just like you got too much sun. No rhyme or reason to anything. Just like Daddy used to get at the end.
Don't call him that.
Why not? I call him that. That's what he's supposed to be. Even if that ain't what he was. You gotta call things by the right name, or you can't never expect them to be what they're supposed to be. He's not gonna change. But whatever's left of him in my head is gonna be Daddy. And I'm not letting that part off the hook.
Stop talking crazy.
I had that I used to tell her all the time he was Jasper, not to call him Muncie, but she would never listen. She thought he just wouldn't mind. I think he must have known I was keeping him from his food, so after a while he wouldn't mind me either. He got meaner and meaner. He never did eat regular meat. Well, he's just gonna be that way, no matter what. What did you call him? What name? Oh, you never did like that job, did you? Something different. Not just a mean, skinny old thing with no real name that stuck. If he'd have known he was Jasper, he'd have been the dog I wanted.
Can't make it so just by saying it. You might as well wish on a star.
You don't know that wishing on a star don't work. Sure, it don't work all the time, but nothing works all the time. How do we know that things don't go our way more, even if it's just a little bit more? When we wish on stars and call things by their right names. Shit, what if I knew the right names of the stars? Sailor and then used to point them out. Things might go a damn sight better if I could call the stars by their right names. Maybe I could wish on a dog. There's a dog star, isn't there? Yeah, a star dog. Like that last one. You know, dog is just dog backwards. Might as well wish.
sorry. You've all been so patient and so understanding, and I hope this hasn't been a complete waste. There was one more thing I was going to do tonight, but I just can't go on anymore. You know, nobody does any of this by themselves, and I've had some problems lately, and I guess I thought for a while I could just do it all by myself, but I know now that I was wrong. I hate to just walk off here, you know, not to finish, but it's late, and you've all been sitting here for too long, and we all just want to go home, right? So let me just turn the lights on. Oh, excuse me, thank you. And you guys can go. You guys can all go if you want. No, you know what? There's some things I need to say. Sorry. There are some of you here who have backed me up for so long, you know. You deserve an explanation. Okay? There are some things I need to say to you. Shit. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. I mean, I guess I just should have known that something like this would happen, I guess. You know, you go along, you do things day by day, right? You remember, you know, your training, all the target practice or whatever, the run-throughs, the endless rehearsals. You're progressing toward the goal, right? I mean, that in itself is a pretty remarkable thing right there. Like, just having a goal in the first place. You know? Like I'm really going to accomplish this kind of goals, I mean. I mean, how do you even decide that kind of thing, you know? Like, when is that moment, you know, where you even decided that you're even going to do... I mean, one minute you're just sort of floating along, right? And the next minute you got something you're working toward, you know? Whatever, a degree, a project, a mission, whatever. And maybe you can't even point to that moment. Right? That moment where you decided that's the goal. And it could be anything, right? I mean, it could be incredibly worthwhile, or it could be bullshit. I mean, who even has time to stop and figure that out even, you know? You just keep going, right? Oh, just moving forward. You know, I don't know about you, but I can't even really remember how I got here. You know? I mean, do you know what I'm talking about? Like how the fuck did I even get here? You know? How old was I when I decided that this is what I wanted to do? God! I can't even tell you. I don't even remember deciding, you know? I was going to be an architect. Believe that? All my friends were doing things like that, you know? They've already done it. Guys I went to high school with had houses and families and mortgages and kids and a lot more money than I do. You know what am I doing? I don't know. I mean, I started college just like them, you know? I mean, I took it all. Psychology, art history, even German. Ich heiße Hochstetter. Wo ist der Bahnhof? I mean, I tried the architectural track thing, you know, even though I was no good at math. And this feeling that it wasn't really me, you know? It's where I was headed, but somewhere in the back of my head, I just kept thinking about that time in the 4th grade when I was the lead in our elementary school play. I mean, did I know in the 4th grade, you know, was I secretly always an actor, you know? Was I undercover even then? But you know, did I really want too much? Huh? I mean, somehow I ended up here when all I really ever wanted was to play Hamlet. Okay. All right, I know what you're thinking. There it goes again, right? But look, I didn't say I wanted to write Hamlet. I didn't say I wanted to play the greatest Hamlet ever in the fucking history of humankind or whatever. I know I'm not a genius. I'm just an actor, and I know I'm not the best actor who ever lived. But I do want to be the best actor that I can be. You know? I know I'm not a genius. Shakespeare was the genius. Eisenhower was the genius. But if the geniuses could do it themselves, then they wouldn't need pawns like us.